All right. Greetings, nail peoples. You get this lovely action today. And today's cup, welcome to Nails Over Coffee 107. Can you believe it's already been 7 weeks since I've been back broadcasting again? It's crazy. That's crazy. 7 weeks. Like, where does the time go? We're like already to like Black Friday stuff again. Anyway, yeah, this is the action you get today because I am starting Couch to 5K again today. I could still probably run 3.3 miles. I would just be incredibly sore. Um, Emmy, my French Mastiff, however, could not. Well, she kind of has a limit switch on 2 miles anyway on her butt. So I usually run like 2 miles and then put her back in the house and run the last mile and a half. But we won't even really get that far when we first. So we're more restarting the program to get her back into shape because, well, she's 4 now, and so she's getting to be a little bit of a, lazy old lady. So anyway, today's cup definitely. This is the feeling for the day. Mornings aren't magical. I was up late last night doing some paperwork stuff. Um, and what is prompting today's topic is I actually have a appointment on Thursday to go tour a local salon that is looking for a part-time nail tech. So um, I may be returning to the salon world, which would be fun. I, it's been a while since I've been out of in the salon game. I've been mobile, on-site work for quite a while now. So yeah, so that would be super fun. So that on that note, that sort of prompted the topic for today, which is what you're seeing going on in your area for nail art. And I know it's different based on different like groups of clientele. So maybe not even necessarily what you're doing in your business, but what you're seeing on your friends and neighbors and all that. Because I don't know, up here in the Pacific Northwest, we definitely have, when you get closer to the urban areas, like I'm in Tacoma or just outside Tacoma, like when you get up into Seattle, there is definitely more of a couture market where they want some more extreme things. And there is definitely a market in my area for like extreme nail art and extreme length and shapes, those kind of things. But for the most part, I feel like around up in my part of the world, it is a lot of natural nail, shellac, and gel polish manicures, um, short enhancements, um, or short to, I guess I would say short, like medium. Um, if you're looking at the nails on a nail form, not much past like a 2 on the nail form. Um, and our nail art seems to be more simple. There is definitely some nail techs in my area who specialize in some beautiful hand painted nail art. And I think that, when you start talking about characters and stuff like that, I think there is definitely still a clientele for that. But it seems like what most people want is a nice, clean, done looking nail. Like how long my nails are is about as long as like I ever really see anybody. Um, and nail art like stamping or glitter or dots you know, fades, those kind of things seem to be mostly what's going on, like in my neck of the woods. And so I'm just wondering what all of y'all's experience have been. And so also things like what kind of services, you know, like we have some die-hard, like year-round pedicure clients here, but we do have a lot of seasonality to our pedicures. People tend to either stretch their pedicures out or not really get them a lot at all between like October and like April, except for unless they're going on vacation or they have like some plans for like Christmas or New Year's or something like that, or like an event. If they're doing something for Valentine's Day, then sometimes they'll come in and, you know, get that stuff done. But so pedicures here is kind of seasonal, but I know that the warmer you get the weather, the less seasonal it gets. And like liquid and powder acrylics versus hard gel versus the salon that I'm going to talk to had asked if I had used Gel X extensions, and I haven't, because I haven't needed to try anything new with the clientele that I have. Although I have used the Wildflowers like builder in a bottle and stuff like that. And I think I have this little kit, and I think it might have come with some full coverage tips, the nails in a box thing. So I guess this is maybe kind of the same as the Gel X stuff. So anybody who has used the Gel X, or if you've used the Wildflowers, what's the difference? I don't know. I did use this on somebody. I didn't use the full coverage tips. I just used the builder in a bottle. And I did like it a great deal. So I'm trying to figure out like if that's, I mean, if they're asking about it in the salon, I wonder if that's what their other tech does. And so that they have a clientele for that. And if they have a clientele like waiting for that, then it would make sense for me to get a kit and offer it. So anyway, so yeah, I just do a lot of like, are people still doing like unicorn chrome and stuff like that? Like I have all the chromes, white, black, rose gold, gold, silver, unicorn, you know. And I tend to use them more like really fine glitters than I do like chrome. Except for the unicorn one. It seems like that one is one that everybody kind of likes more than others. But like black chrome, well, okay, as well, I'm wearing Galaxy nails right now, but as you guys might know, like black nails or dark gray, but especially black, are like my favorite. And so it would stand to reason that black chrome is like my favorite. So I do like the black chrome a lot. But yeah, I don't know if that's even still a thing. Um, I've surfed around on, you know, Pinterest because of course we're getting into the holidays. And so I feel like lots of people do do different, you know, things for the holidays than they would otherwise normally. So I've been going around like looking at different like nail art holiday ideas on Pinterest and stuff. And because of course I can go look on Pinterest because that's what my clients are looking at, right? So if I go tool around on Pinterest for a little while, then I have an idea of the same kind of things they're seeing. So yeah, stamping. I do a lot of stamping. I used to always say that I am not an artist, you know. And then my best friend Andy pointed out to me that I'm just a different kind of artist, you know. I do my art is more like a sculptor than a painter. And I was like, oh, yeah. I mean, that totally makes sense. Um, so yeah, so I've always been more of uh, a really well done sculptured nail, or making sure that the clients that have special needs for their nails or their toenails or their feet, that I've gotten a lot of really good education on that. You know, so I once upon a time thought about doing the medical like pedicure certification, which if I'm going to go back into doing nails, I probably will do. Um, yeah, I tried leaving the nail industry. And so for those of you who don't know, I mean, maybe a lot of you don't, I certainly don't make any secret about it. I have an anxiety disorder. But more importantly, in the last couple of years, since I've been away from um, the table, I have ADHD. And which thankfully I was seeing a psychiatrist for my anxiety. And she was really funny. She's like, I have another questionnaire that I think I would like you to fill out. And I was like, okay. And so I did that. And she was like, oh, okay. And so now I have some questions I want to ask you. And so she started asking me some questions. And this is really interesting. And I'll probably do a whole episode on this, but because I think that it's really common in the beauty industry to attract the neurodivergent creative types. So anyway, so we determined that literally all of these things, I just now got diagnosed in the last couple of years, but clearly it's been a thing my whole life. Um, and what I didn't realize was that when I made the jump to doing nails, I accidentally, as a part of my career, did all the things that they recommend that someone with ADHD does. So, for coping skills. And so it's just funny because it wasn't until I got out of doing nails full time in 2017 that I started coming across all these instances in my life that I didn't have the coping skills to deal with. Um, so, like, you know, they say to use a planner. And I, you know, we all have an appointment book, right? And for me, I always wrote everything in my appointment book. I put my bills I needed to pay on the due date, and I put my grocery list folded up on a piece of paper in my appointment book for that week, usually like clipped to the little binder clip that I used to keep um, it set on the week I was on. And I was neurotic about the exact type of appointment book I needed to have. People who here, I have one right here. I'm going to grab it. But people who worked with me in my salon will laugh because I think they almost all use the same one. But this one, it has to look like this on the inside. And every week, and I've used it as my sales record. So I would put the appointments in, and then I would write in how much money I got from them. And at the bottom of the day, I would total how much in cash or checks or card, and then what the total was. And then over here on Sunday, I would put the totals in for my bank deposit or fees or whatever. Um, and then I would also make notes if I had supply invoices for this week or whatever. So I could then file those, and it made it really easy. Now I do all that with QuickBooks pretty much. But but I still have to have I still have to have the appointment book. Like it has to look like this, you know? And so anyway, and then other things about ADHD is that there's like time blindness. Well, if you put yourself on a process for what you're doing, then the time blindness doesn't matter because you just go through the steps, you know? Um, and you can't be too time blind because your next client's coming whether you're ready for them or not, right? So you have to like stay on schedule. So, um, and I loved doing nails, so I could hyper focus on it and I could really get into it. But every set of nails and every client's nail and every service and everything is all just a little different. So it was similar enough for me to have a routine and hyper focus, but different enough for me to not get bored with it. Um, so, and it's not like there's the ability to not finish a client's nails. Like if every single client is a project, you know, and so notorious for not finishing things, but it's not like you can not finish your client's nails. And so anyway, it was you know, super interesting to realize that I sort of did all the things um that they tell us to do. Um, and so the other roles that I've had since I've been, you know, out of the nail industry full time, definitely are not as conducive. And so I want to do my education and write my books, and maybe I'm thinking about doing a product line or whatever, and some education and stuff. But I think I've realized that the nail industry is kind of where I belong. So you guys might be stuck with me. Um, so yeah, so that being said, it's really weird. You guys must be like busy doing stuff because normally I have at least a couple people in here on Mondays. And maybe it's because it's the end of a holiday weekend, you know, but Friday was like the holiday celebration. So maybe everybody's back into the jam. So yeah, so I'm, you know, I did my shellac recertification this year, even though I wasn't in a salon. And so I'm thinking that, um, and I still never got rid of most of my supplies and stuff. So, oh, and this particular salon also offers spray tans, which is something I do. So that's fun. Um, so yeah, so just trying to kind of see what's going on around the world with nail art and how different it is. I watch a lot of videos and stuff from the UK, and it seems like at least what I see is that there's more nail art over in the UK. My UK peeps can let me know if that's true. It seems like in Europe, um, there is um, a lot of nail art, but it's not the same kind of nail art that um, we have here. It looks like the nails are structurally like really just on point, and that the nail art isn't like as chunky and stuff. So, oh, hi, Amy. Um, yay, somebody to talk to. Thanks for popping in. Harder and harder to get nail supplies at local pro beauty supply stores. It's frustrating. It really is. And I mean, I get it. I get it. There's just not as many of us. And so it's a smaller market, but that shelf space costs them the same. And so I understand. That's why. So, as I've looked into the idea of having my own product line, and kind of evaluating options and stuff, that's why more than likely, if I was ever to do it, I would probably do a professional Amazon store of with fulfillment by Amazon. I mean, yes, it's definitely more expensive, but the storage space isn't that expensive because our products are so small. Um, and so I'll probably do that because then a lot of people can get it in a day or two, which is better than like traditional, and they might even be able to get, free prime shipping and stuff. So I think that that's probably what I would do. But also, Amy says trying to order nail colors online is frustrating. I keep getting the same color rather than being able to see it in person. Right. And that's the other thing that I was thinking about, as I was talking to my husband about the nail product stuff, the nail company stuff, is I was saying that it would be absolutely crucial to do all of the shows and networking events, because I don't know about you guys, but if I was going to be buying a bunch of different colors and or looking for something specific, I would be more likely to do it at like a networking event or a show, because not only show pricing, which is great, but being able to actually look at the colors like live and in person, would be something that would be way more appealing to me. So, like, if I was going to purchase a whole new line of something, I would probably, hi, Shanna, I would probably be more likely to buy it from a show or something like that, if it wasn't going to be something I could get at a local distributor. But I mean, I get it from the distributor's point of view. Like I said, it takes up the same amount of shelf space as something that maybe doesn't make as much money and doesn't have as big of a market. Um, and from the manufacturer's standpoint, if they're, you look at that markup thing, we talked about this a few weeks ago in the episode. I mean, if its retail price is $10, and its wholesale price is $6, then they've got to sell it to the distributor for even a lower price so that the distributor can sell it to us for the wholesale price and still have a margin. And so um, I get that it's hard, but there's got to be a better way. So, I mean, like maybe we as professionals and manufacturers, and distributors who are trying to like get this stuff done, maybe we need to like refocus on the nail like networking events, and maybe trying to stomp our feet at the big show groups so that they give us a bigger, like I was looking at the Orlando show, that they have like this whole nail world thing, and I think that every show like should have that, because there is hair people out there who are licensed to do, they're doing manicures and pedicures and stuff like that in full service salons. And so I don't know. Shannon says I usually have to go to the nail only supply stores or order online. Yeah. And I'm really kind of bummed. We used to have here in Tacoma a really great nail only supply store. Um, and it was a family owned store over in the International District. And they sold everything from like really like bulk, super cheap block buffers you could buy by the case, you know what I mean, whatever, all the way to very much name brand. They carried CND and OPI and some limited Dazzle Dry, even stuff like that. And some of their prices were really cheap, and some of their prices were just normal, what I would expect them to be, like the CND stuff. But it was nice because you could get literally anything you needed from there, and you could just walk in and get it. So they were great for looking at nail art supplies and stuff. They had racks and racks and racks of those little like striping bottle nail art paints, which I love because you can use them for stamping too. So Amy says ABS Chicago scaled their nail section way down. Was my go-to show to network and attend. Shanna says America's Beauty Show was always a small area for nails. Yeah, so I mean, we've got the nail networking events. As much as I love like nail camp and nail cruises and stuff like that, I think that some of those are cost prohibitive for some people to go to, or people who have kids or other responsibilities at home that they can't take off for that time. So I think that the networking events, so like the Oregon networking event, the Massachusetts networking event, yeah, Amy says time and cost per. Shannon says I still have yet to go to a nail tech event of the Smokies by me. Right. So yeah, there's the Smokies event that's been going on for quite some time. It seems like Premier Orlando still has a good like nail area. I think there's a show in Southern California in like January that has a decent nail area, or at least it used to. But like Nail Pro Sacramento used to be the show I always went to 100 years ago, and it used to be huge, and then it got down to being like nothing, and now I don't even know if they do it anymore. So maybe, and there was other like nail tech connection like in Canada and stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, maybe we as professionals need to be making sure that we're supporting the smaller networking events, so that we can make sure that we have more of them. And maybe we need to identify areas of the country where maybe, so like, you know, Gatlinburg is pretty central to that kind of Eastern Midwest area. And then, you know, the Massachusetts networking event is obviously in the Northeast. And then we have Premier Orlando in the Southeast. And we have the Oregon nail networking event up here in the Northwest. And so I don't know, we need to look and see if there's something, if somebody's got one that's in California, that would be cool, because it'd be nice to see where we could, you know, if there isn't one, if we can put one together for California. But maybe we just need to focus on that. But yeah, it's hard. And yeah, you're right. I mean, buying nail colors is so hard. I mean, the differences in screen colors, and of course, nobody does print advertising anymore. So the color you see on the screen is different than the color that you see in like a print catalog or a magazine. And they don't do as good of a description as like I wish they would for colors, you know? Like I would like to see, like I'm just gonna grab one of my colors right here. Because I happen to have a little box of colors right here. But like, let's go with Let's go with this. This is a Tammy Taylor Soulmates lacquer, right? And if I were to look at this in a color swatch online, I would just say it's a light gray, right? Looks like light gray. And even if you just pick up the bottle and just kind of glance at it, you would go, oh, yeah, it's just light gray. This is called Smoke Show. But I got this as a, like in a grab bag thing. Tammy does these grab bag things. And it's got the tiniest bit of shimmer in it that I would never have known. And they don't describe it that way on the you know, the website. And so I think maybe some of the companies need to do a better job of like in the description. So like this color is Hey Pumpkin, and they really need to describe this color. I don't know if you can see it, but they really need to describe this color as a pumpkin spice orange with a bronze shimmer. That would at least give me a better idea of what I'm looking at. So let's see. Oh, Amy says, I don't think the Smokies event is easy for the Midwest to get to. I'm in St. Louis and it's a 10-hour drive. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. I'm a car person. So for me, I don't, anything that's under like a 12-hour drive. And I'm like, oh, it's just a 1-day drive because I'm a road trip person. So I've driven from St. Louis to Gatlinburg. And so I guess maybe I'm just kind of a weirdo with that. But so maybe we need to look at something more like Kansas City, you know, Denver, I mean, we could really kind of get them like smattered across the United States in that kind of central Midwest, where at least it's just a drive from north and south to get to it. Email says good descriptions do help on websites. Color swatches can be deceiving. I mean, that's a fact. Like, yeah, the color swatches are they have to have a better description. Shanna says I have a 3.5-hour drive, but more like 4 hours of traffic. Yeah, it's about 3 hours for me to get to Portland. And so like Portland for me is better than Spokane, Washington, even though Spokane is like our second or third biggest like metro area because it's over in Eastern Washington. It's like this metro area in the middle of like nothing. Very Midwesty. But I'm gonna put this back down. But like Spokane is like 6 hours for me. And I don't have a problem driving 6 hours to go to a thing, but I much prefer, the 3 hours or so of Portland. So, and then the people in like Southern Oregon, I mean, they're 5 or 6 hours away from anything, Portland, But like for me, like I said, I'm that weirdo that if it's anything less than about 12 hours, I'm like, oh, it's a 1-day drive. And from where I'm at, I could drive to San Francisco in 12 hours. So I can get to the middle of California in 12 hours. And so to me, like the Sacramento show, like when I used to go to the Sacramento show, I would, if the show was on Sunday, I would literally leave my house on Saturday morning, drive to Sacramento, stay Saturday night in a hotel, go to the show on Sunday, go to dinner with some friends after the show, stay the night Sunday night, and Monday I would get in my car and drive home. So, because it was a 12-hour drive, right? So I'm a weirdo like that. So that's why I have to talk to you other non-weirdos, because I'm totally a road tripper. Okay, but back to the original topic I started with, which is colors and nail art and nail stuff. Like, What are you seeing in your area? Because around up here in the Northwest, other than some pockets, certain demographic groups or certain areas like more urban stuff, then it seems to be more fancy. But it seems like um, a lot of people are just like regular, like gel polish or shellac manicures, or they're very like short to medium enhancements. Um, they might wear like crazy, like a bright red with like an accent nail, or like my clients that get the craziest are like pick a color that's the base color, and then maybe they'll do a glitter accent nail and like a nail art nail, or we do like a glitter fade on all 10, or like stamping on all 10. So okay, so Amy says she'd rather drive to the show because it's easier to buy and bring home. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's way easier to drive. Amy says, I don't do much nail art by choice, stamping or glitter accent nails. What I do, yeah, that's about where I'm at. Like I do some of that, but I feel like in my area, it's just, I mean, of course, there's some people who want like fun stuff, but it seems like that's the minority compared to people who just want like well done, nice, clean nails. Yeah, and Amy says my clients wear active length. That's the phrase I was trying to think of. Yeah, active length. Like I said, my length is about as long as anybody gets. That's about as long as I see anybody with their nails. Even the people I know who wear like coffin ballerina shapes and stuff like that, they're not much longer than that. So I don't know. So hopefully people will comment below and chime in with what they're seeing in their area. Also, I am compiling my list of Black Friday nail sales. So if you are a distributor or a manufacturer and you have a Black Friday nail sale going on, if you're somebody I'm friends with on Facebook, I've added you to an album for you to save one of your posts with your nail sale information in it, so that I can see it. I have a thread going in the nail group and University of Nails for people to post their information. I have a saved folder now in my email, so as I'm on the email lists that I get those. But so if any of you see some amazing nail sale things, or maybe a smaller supplier, those kind of things, please forward it to me in a message on Facebook, or you can email it to me. It's universityofnailgirl@gmail.com. You can email it to me. And so, yeah, the more I can know, the better. I mean, I remember when I did it in 2015, I think, in 2016, it literally took me like an hour to run down all the nail sales. So I will probably do a special. They normally go through the weekend, but they run out of stuff. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do a poll. I don't know if I'm going to do the rundown on like Wednesday night or maybe early Thanksgiving morning. Maybe early Thanksgiving morning is when I'll do it. Everybody can tune in while they're cooking their turkey. So Yeah, Shanna has foils, glitter, stamp plates, and rhinestones. Use all of it for simple designs. Yeah, I have foils. I can never get them to work right, even though I've tried every type of foil adhesive known to man. It's just apparently not my jam. I have tons of stones and stuff. I don't ever seem to use them. I literally have had them for like a decade. Um, oh, Amy, I'm actually going to put that up on the screen because Amy says that she loves that I do the Black Friday sale because it helps us navigate it. And thank you. Um, I, I like to be able, because then you can kind of plan, and budget what you're going to do. And it's a great time if you're thinking about like adding a new service or launching a new line in your space or something like that. It's a great time to be able to do that. It's right before the holidays. You're going to get a lot of people in the salon, and you can, usually get a pretty good discount. So, Amy says Famous Names is going to do a Black Friday sale this year. Cool. I'm not sure that I'm on their mailing list anymore. So if you get that information, Amy, if you could forward it to me, that'd be great. Shanna says, could you look into Here Spa? I have not even. Shanna, I don't know. Lauren Wireman tried to help me, and I don't know. I think maybe it's just a thing that I can't do. I just don't know. I've had Lauren try to help me. Amy Becker tried to help me once. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I just can't. I watch people do like the stamping with like the foil gel, and then they put the foil over it, and it's like, oh, it looks so great. And it never looks like that for me. And I've watched the videos and I've done all the training. I don't know. Because I wish I could. The foils that like the stamping and then the hologram foil, like I would love to be able to do that because I think it's super pretty over like black nails. But so anyway, but I might take you up on that. We'll see, Shan. Yeah, stamping gel just doesn't like me. Shannon says, I'll be glad to share my story about how Here Spa and how they spammed my phone and business page. Oh, yes, I would love to hear that story, and I will definitely then look into it and see what I can dig up. If you want to go on the Facebook Nils Over Coffee Facebook page and send a message to it, that would be great. So yeah, and then like we'll see, we'll figure it out. Seeing it come up in nail groups too. Yeah, we can also I've learned that now with this new program I use that I can, if we decide that it's just easier for you to like talk about it on the show, it's really easy for me to add thanks, Amy. It's really easy for me to add people to the broadcast now with this software. And so when if you feel comfortable being on here, I could just add you to the invite. We could always do it too. You could turn your camera off so that you're just talking. You could just not give access to your camera, just to your microphone. So, okay, well, we're at just about the 45-minute mark. Amy's going to send me the Famous Names sale email. And start putting your welcome back to the nail world. Not that I never really left. I just kind of left. And I'm going to be asking you guys next week, I think, for some input on what problems you have in your business that you would need a solution for. I know my problem has always been ventilation and air cleaning. And we have a really limited kind of solutions for that. And so, just kind of, I'm going to try and get that information out about the show so that people will be able to tune in live so we can talk about that. And yes, we're going to be gearing up for, I think I will do Thanksgiving morning. I think I'll do Thanksgiving morning, probably at like 8 a.m. Pacific time. And that way it'll be 11 on the East Coast. So I should be able to catch everybody before everybody starts eating. But yet still not be ridiculously early for those of us on the West Coast. So yeah, so Shanna sent me the message about Hair Spa, so we'll check that out. And yeah, all right. And you guys send me show ideas. If you comment or send me a message on Facebook or comment on YouTube, send me, let me know like what kind of stuff you want to see shows on. If there's products that you want to see demoed, I can always reach out to the manufacturers. I know a lot of them, to get something that maybe is, something everybody wants to see unboxed and demoed. So in any case, thank you to those of you who joined me. Make sure that you give me lots of likes, you subscribe, you follow, you do all the things, so that we can grow the page. And I'm back doing the community thing. And yeah, again, I apologize for this action today. I need to go run. So I will catch you all on the flip side. And this is what I feel like today. I feel like that. I feel you, Tink. Word. All right. Bye, y'all.